You know, the most insane thing is this strategy requires for you to only maintain 10 relationships and you can get north of 60 listings a year. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing the top 5 strategies for you to go ahead and get listings tomorrow. So this is going to be some pretty exciting stuff. And I just want to dive right in. First and foremost, you passing your real estate exam, or irrespective of where you're in your career, you just aren't told how to go out and do strategies that are actually going to make you really successful. We're all taught old, antiquated, outdated methods, or methods we hate, like cold calling and door knocking and all this rubbish. And to be quite frank, we've all been there. We've all tried it. We all hated it. It's bullshit. And I want to teach you 5 strategies today that don't require any of that, and you're going to enjoy, and you ultimately get to decide, because you don't need to do all 5 of them. Realistically, you need to do one and double down on them, and then you will have all the success you want. So the first one that we're going to be discussing today is actually divorce lawyers. Now, I'm not saying to capitalize on other people's downfall, but the reality is this happens. It's just the way of the world. And divorce lawyers, depending on the state you are in, you can actually partner with lawyers. So go ahead and check out whether it's feasible for you. But basically, when someone's getting divorced, they're usually selling the house, and you can tend to get either 2 more buys on the other side, or rentals at least, depending on the situation, what's going on. This has been very lucrative. There is also some ways around paying the lawyers to send you people, such as paying for ad spend and other things like that. You can kind of get creative with it, but partnering with divorce lawyers is an absolutely fantastic way of getting deals coming to you, and you usually get 2 to 3 deals at a time. The second one is going to be long-term landlords or rentals. Now, I'm sure you, like me, know a landlord or know of a landlord in the past that has rented out a property and has just started to absolutely hate it, or they might be moving on in their life. True story, my sister rented out the first house she ever bought, and the person decided to use it as a drug den and grow loads of weed in there, and utterly destroyed the house, cut holes in the roof to grow the weed in it. Terrible story. Straight after that, they had to redo the whole house, and they sold it, and they were like, I'm never going to rent again. Now, this might be a bad case, but the reality is stuff like this sadly is happening all the time, and some people are just moving on in their life, whether they're getting older and they just don't want the headache, they don't have a property management company in place. So just the act of going around and finding rentals and then contacting the landlords and seeing if they'd be interested in selling the home, that this is a fantastic way of getting listings that you should be leveraging. So the third one is an absolutely fantastic strategy. This is actually one of my favorites, so keep this a secret. Third one is retirement communities. There is so many retirement communities around you. Go on the Google, type it in, look at it. It is shocking how many retirement communities will be in your residency. And these people usually have gone into homes unexpectedly. A lot of them will have had their houses for 2, 3, 4 decades, whatever the case may be. And they've gone into the home and the house is just there. So actually building relationships with retirement communities and the MDs or the managing directors or marketing directors of the retirement communities can actually lead you to getting an absolute ton of listings. And this is a way you can maintain literally 10 relationships and get north of 60 listings a year. So, basically partnering up with 10 retirement communities in your area, you can keep getting a constant flow of listings. You become their preferred realtor. It's an absolutely fantastic way of making sure the listings come to you, and they're all off market as well, which is an additional bonus to that strategy. So number 4 is short-term rentals. So similarly to the long-term rental example, short-term rentals or Airbnb rentals, whatever you'd like to call them, these are people who have essentially tried, in some cases, to find properties in areas where they believe short-term rentals would be wanted. And, whether that is a case of there wasn't the market there, or there is too much competition, they're getting priced out, whether it's low end, high end, whatever the case may be, they might have had bad experiences. Similarly, that 2 long-term rentals that I explained, that they also just want out. So it's a case of going on a site like Airbnb and contacting hosts of these homes and see if they are interested in selling. The other good thing about this is, depending on their situation, and you might catch them at a good time, you could actually find an investor, take this right off your hand and say it's already a current short-term, or in the other case, a long-term rental, which could make your passage on the sale of it incredibly easy for you. So number 5 is going to be advertising. Now, this is something that we're known for here on this channel. I'm a big proponent of Facebook ads. Facebook, Google, YouTube, whatever your poison you choose to pick, they all work. They all give one amazing thing, which is why all the top teams and brokerages are using them, which is predictability, and they increase the size of your lead pool constantly. So running ads is going to allow you to constantly fill your pool and constantly getting leads in and a predictable nature, so you can get more listings. And I've actually got a video just up here that you can go and check out with me setting up listings ads step by step if you want to check that out. Now, I've actually got a bonus one for you. Now, this is a pretty mega one, and it is about CMAs and market reports. Now, I can hear you all screaming, "Hey Andrew, I've heard about CMAs market reports. They don't work, they don't do this." Stop, cut the record. Here's how you do them so they do work. Problem is with market reports, CMAs, is that people end up giving these tiny little 1-page, 2-page, 3-page documents that people get in the mail and toss straight in the bin. No one wants that shit, man. What they want is they want an in-depth analysis. And I'll tell you why they want it, and what the better thing is about having an in-depth analysis is they're actually going to hold on to it. So our friend Jim has been doing this for over 30 years. Costs him about $2 per property for its about 15 to 25 page booklet he has produced. It's an in-depth market report of their house in that area and where it's going. He has people years later calling him up and saying, "Hey, I kept your market report from 2019, 2020. I'm now in the position where I'd like to sell my home. I would love for you to come and check it out." Boom, he gets listings. Just for context, Jim's a beast. He got over 300 listings last year from this strategy alone. Now, yes, has it taken him a long time to keep handing these out? He obviously spends more than $2 a day. He doesn't just do one house a day, of course. But if you're in real estate and you want to make legacy money, millions and millions of dollars for years and years to come, this is a strategy that you could start today, and you might get lucky and get listings very quickly from it. But this is a style of strategy that someone has used for over 3 decades that yields him hundreds of listings a year by just adding value to the market over a long enough period of time. So I hope you've enjoyed this video on the top 5 strategies for you to go ahead and get listings today, and the cheeky little bonus one there that I added in. I've also got this video right here that is going to walk you through step by step how you can set up Facebook ads to get listings, and I even reveal a top secret ad that is getting us listings for under $50. So go ahead and check that out, and I will see you in the next one.